Gamers, today is day 2. This 6-1 is not a typo. We did the day 1 yesterday, 6 wins, 1 loss, and it's time to play some more best of 3 rounds today, and hopefully I'll make top cut and get some very cool prizing. So we have to run it back with the same list as yesterday, which I'm perfectly okay with. Wonderful Bird Control Gaming. Yes, this deck is very good. So I'm very excited to see what all we can get into today. Hopefully it doesn't take 3 rounds to get my brain turned on like it did yesterday. Thank you, Teddy. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm super excited to see how it goes today. Look at that BDIF, I know, right? Like it's beautiful. Actually, beautiful probably not the right way to put it. It looks gross, but it works. Bruh, yeah, I'm not like thrilled about doing it right now today, but it's fine, it's fine. Wondering how Block beat Arctinas in the final of the tournament yesterday. We can look at the list here in a little bit. What's the Klawf doing? It's really good against Lugia, because we knock up both their Archeops, then Klawf finishes off their load of Chinchino, and then they keep running out energies if they keep wanting to hit it. And any deck like Charizard or an Arc-Pile that can't one-hit it, every time they slap into it, they lose an energy. So we can penny loop it, and it's pretty good. So I saw something on their Discord, maybe like a 10-minute delay. I don't know if I was talking about their stream or the actual tournament. We might have 10 minutes of a downtime straight away. But I guess since Blaziken brought it up, we can go look at the thing from yesterday. It was a 2-0 by Snorlax against Arctina. Well, there's a lot of sauce in here that is not going to help you in the matchup. Yeah, they only have 3 total switches, and there's only 1 bounce to Temple, so basically only 2 switches, and several things that can get stuck. Yeah, I like it. It's definitely not as good into Snorlax as like a usual list would be. I still kind of surprising to see it get 2-0'd. Was there any sauce here? Or is this just there were hammers, which I guess would make Aerodactyl trappable if you hit 1 crushing hammerheads. Aerodactyl gets stuck. I could see it. What did they do for Squirtle? Every game? Not necessarily. Trying to add local today. Yeah, it's hard. I play this deck a ton and I still make silly mistakes all the time, so yeah, Lugia is back. That's why we have to play stuff to beat it. So I guess the tournament is going to start here in about 7 minutes, so we have time to troll a little bit, I guess. So I guess any questions y'all have about the list while we're just getting started here, fire away. What's the reason to bring in 2 Wigglytuff? Because the card is very important and I do not want to prize it. So I have 1 Jigglypuff and 1 Heavy Ball, so Jigglypuff is not going to be prized. But I have no way to get just 1 Wigglytuff out of the prizes, so I always want to have it, so I'm going to play 2. Am I going to UIC? I am not. But Orlando, though. The week after. Against hands, you can hammer the Psychics. I could see it. Hammers are unreliable, but I could see it. Oh, we can check out that list again. I had it pulled up here. Yeah. I mean, it's also could help against Lugia. I mean, I don't hate it. The list seems pretty nice. Like if I were gonna play Snorlax stall, I want a 2nd Cyllene probably, or a 3rd Pal Pad. So I don't know where I'd go to get that. I mean, I really dislike Mancine. I think this card sucks, but it might be necessary to play. Yeah, I don't know where you go though, but if you like wanted a 3rd pad, because a hammer kind of eats into those slots. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, I want an additional recovery card some way. Just like only having 1 Pal Pad or like just having 2 pads in Yocho would be pretty tough. If you present, you tie to Bibzard? No, she used pretty good. Because like if they nest dash and go down to 1 card in hand, you can counter catch her up Squove it and start milling. And they don't have a ton of energies, and they can't one-shot Chi-Yu. So you just like, or like, they're not gonna hit off a 1-card hands, have vacuum damage mod, like all that. So, which card did I not use much yesterday? I didn't use the Giovanni's Charisma, I think, at all, which I am heavily considering cutting. Let's see. I didn't use the Riz at all. I did not use the Bouffalant at all. No, I definitely used the Bouffalant. That's not true. I think it was just the Riz. That was the only card that never came into play. And maybe the Cheren as well. But I probably used Cheren. I just can't remember. Just haven't used every other card. I'm thinking about cutting Geo, Boof, and a DTE for Fire, Defiance Band, and Radzard. I think for the next term after this, that's what we'll end up doing. Yeah, I don't think you need to KO Squovit, and in fact, if you KO'd Squovit, that would be kind of bad, because then they can one-shot all your Snorlaxes with Charizard, so that kind of... It's kind of a double-edged sword, like, you're gonna get... You kind of help them in a way, and they do have rods to put the Squovit back, so like, you have to discard all the rods first. So yeah, it's not the most practical thing. Like, in 50 minutes, you should be able to have enough of those moments where you can use Chi-Yu that you could win the game. Squovit has one, but they play a limited amount of energies, and they have to pay one of those to retreat. And with 1 card in hands. Or if they're gonna be okay with just chilling with, like, they're gonna have a Bibarel in play so that they can draw more cards, you can gust up the Bibarel and use Jealously Singe. So they have to find a switch. So I guess we can take a look at what the meta is today. Lots of C-PAL in future. The bird controls all converted very well. Charizard did not. I think there's like 63 people playing today. I'm not really too happy to see the future hands doing that well, but everything else is totally fine with me. Like, the matchups at 6 and 1 are pretty good. Like, we're the only thing, like, I don't have any outright unfavored matchups here at 6 and 1. I think that these Lost Block stacks are playing Spiritomb, so that could get sketchy, but it's not bad. Like, C-PAL and Zard are pretty good, and is this Lost Box playing Tomb? I can't remember. Yeah. So there's 3 LZBs that have Tomb. And a Tina without Tomb. A couple Zards, so C-PAL. Like, we'd really like to hit those. Is the other Rotom ever good? Like the Rotom... the Rotom V-Star, you mean? Or what do you mean? Radzard Defiance Band would be better in this build since I have Klawf. Yeah, I like, the more and more I think about it, the more I like Radzard. I'm actually not familiar with what that Rotom does. Oh, it's this? Seems kind of niche. Like what special energies are we gonna lose soon, I guess? If it were a basic energy, that'd be broken. But yeah, I don't like really want to have a relatively fragile 2-pricer active doing that. I mean, it is a colorless energy, but I just don't know like when that's super good. Like, what matchup am I really happy to lose an energy? Yeah, just one against Lugia doesn't really do a ton because they play like 17. Alright. So, yes. About a minute here, and we should be getting started today. I'm super excited because like the pricing's really good. Playing control. Great time, great matchups. Gonna be really fun. Just yesterday we got off to a kind of a slow start because my brain didn't want to turn on. What, like, we kind of hit our stride in round 4, and the last few rounds weren't too bad, but these first 3 rounds were scuffed. So we need to not do that today. This might have been one of the... Oh, it's a C-PAL. Let's go. Okay, C-PAL. This is basically the basic C-PAL list. There's nothing nothing crazy going on here. There's an Iron Bundle. That's really the craziest card, which isn't even really that crazy. I think Bundle is optimal in CPAL. So let's get it. You also did CPAL King. Nice. What do I think of Order Box and Control? Doesn't seem great. I'd just rather always be ending my turn with a Rotom. But, I mean, it's like okay. At least you can get more uses out of Rotom. It's a Forest Sealstone target. Like, playing Rotom makes Arven a better card. So, like, I don't like want to cut Rotom. Like, Rotom's so good. Well, the stream, when we streamed yesterday, that was day 1, so I literally can't change the list even if I wanted to, so it is quite literally the same list from yesterday. Felt if you play Control, you're not losing to your opponent's energy, you're losing to all your friends? You could lose your friends playing Control. Busted strategy for Lugi's has played a Duraludon VMAX? Oh, why didn't I think of that, Blaziken? That is so smart. Alright, chat. You know what to do. Let's add the Duraludon. Oh no! There's no Duraludons in wait, is that actually a single Duraludon format? There's not. But from the list that we played on Thursday, I did take out the Yakumo and I put in a Buddy Poffin. Dang it, Blaziken. I hadn't thought of that, but I'm glad you brought that up. That was a excellent point that you made. My phone hasn't checked in yet. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, this is a 2-day thing, so if people, it is a holiday here in America, so or not just America, but it's a holiday, so maybe people have stuff to do. I don't know. What else is there to do aside from play a Pokemon? that would be something though. Just have a no-show at 6-1. But I'm sure there's gonna be a decent amount of people, not a decent amount, but I'm sure there'll be some quantity of people who don't show up. Because they either forgot or just weren't available today. Okay, good. That's good. Will I play this second in a regional? I hope so. It's, I guess yeah, Orlando here in 2 weeks. If it were tomorrow, I would be playing Control. And yeah, we'll see. I really like Control, and I've been doing pretty well with it. So it would not surprise me if I end up playing it in Orlando. All right, let's get it. Yeah, I'm sure some people have Easter plans that conflict with playing in a tournament. All right, let's go. No show table 2 would go pretty hard. Yeah, don't see that very often. Yeah, up against CPAL, which we faced last round yesterday, and we totally rolled them. So hopefully that same kind of luck today. They got the friend request yet? They're just resetting, it looks like. So let's do the cool thing and delete some friends. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Let's get it. See me on stream? Yeah, I hope so. Is Blue Ditto Cash Tournament gonna be rescheduled? I don't know. I think that was the plan, but I'm not sure. So yeah, Chimpao. Yesterday we won game 1 because they benched Barrel and we got Retreat Lock. In game 2 we won because they did not want to go Barrel, and then they can just not knock out Wigglytuff, or it's so hard for them to knock out a big Wigglytuff if they don't want to go Barrel. So we do open Lumineon, but really aside from that fact, this hand's really good. Like, I'll take the bad starter to get this hand. Because we have Nest Ball for Pidgey, Nest Ball for Rotom. They open the bundle, which is not great for them. Because they they can't really leave it there, or Mawile could have fun with that. So we do the Rotom in deck. Make sure rare candies are in there. We had one of those crazy games yesterday where we prized double candy. We did prize one Wigglytuff, but that's fine. Why we play two? All the energies, sisters, Eri, Mawile, boss, counter catchers. Oh, I didn't see the cape. Was that cape not in there? That would be mildly annoying. Yeah, the hero cape is not. That sort of sucks. I'm gonna put this on the Rotom because if I can put a charm on the Lumineon and then it can't get Shuriken twice, so I'd rather have it on the Rotom. So like Rotom with 190 can't get Shuriken twice and get knocked out. But yeah, very good hands. We could go Fang Snipe next turn. Yeah, we have a bunch of different directions we can go depending on how our opponent plays. So they rip a Buddy Poffin. I might just make a point to establish Wigglytuff next turn. But even like Fang Snipe, they have like so many important resources. We could even get a Tempting Trap on the Iron Bundle if they're committed to not retreating into a C-PAL. Or they just don't have that play available, I guess. I wish I could play two Heroes Cape. And just so I couldn't prize it. I would never put two down in a game, like, but I could just play two just so it would never be prized. I would do that. Even if the second one was always a dead card. Alright, they goes out double Friggy. They press Pokestop, they have Irida. So they're cooking a little bit. We'll see what they grab with this Irida. They like Pocket or Rare Candy. They grab Excalibur and Heavy Ball. So I think that definitely could be a tell that there are good cards sitting in that hands. They did mill the other Excalibur. Which is interesting. Prize the Greninja. Right, I think Fang Snipe is probably the move here. They get the Iron Hands. So we know they have 3 energies and, well, not 3, we know they have 2 energies. But, how to treats, like, I guess, yeah, getting the bundle trap by Mawile would be really bad for them. Okay, so I'm thinking Fang Snipe's gonna be the move just because without a Shivery Chill, it'd be really hard for them to hit enough energies. I guess they're pretty close to being able to. Wait, that's good for me. Now I don't have to play Penny. That feels like a misplay. That makes my life easier. Now I could even play Eri for turn. Maybe we'll see what the top deck gives us. A Fire Energy. All right, I could press Pokestop first, but I don't want to take the risk. I'm just gonna play it safe, and we can go like Sisters and Luxray this turn, and try to get some work done. Even could go Arven actually. Arven for Nest Ball plus the double Nest Ball plus the thing. I don't hit that either. Force him to have. I mean, they probably have it anyway if they, yeah, let's do that, because I don't like Ultra Ball these cards away. Let's get that. Let's do this. Sorry, chat, 1 second, I'll I'll catch up with chat just a minute here. Let's get down Luxray. We can. I would have liked to get down the Jigglypuff this turn, but unfortunately it did not work out that way, so it's alright. Fang Snipe. And their hand really wasn't that great. So I think we take the Earthen Vessel, because that's more concealed cards. Yeah, they definitely should have popped the Earthen Vessel. Pokestop could get them candy, but they would have to top deck an energy, or I guess they could Pokestop into Superior as well. I was kind of expecting them to have more going on in their hands. Alright, sorry chat, I'm trying to get it all fixed up here. I'm all out of sorts this morning. Alright, they have the Nest Ball, we knew they had that. They're going for the dupe, okay. Wigglytuff. There's a lot of good names out there. We've got Wiggly Wings, we have H-Box, Binder Drop Control. The fighting energy is for Klawf EX. That is okay, that's awesome. They just whiffed any kind of energy this turn. Yeah, they're just kind of. I just want to bounce this stop this turn, I think. Or we just go Eri, because they have like double Ultra in hands. So we just like knock out any kind of draw that they may have. So I even like building. Well, we don't even need to build the Jigglypuff. But yeah, we can. Oh, they do. But hey, if they bench with barrel, we just win on the spot. So that's fine. All right, we can do this. Get rid of the Super Rod. Super Rod or C-Pow? Probably the Super Rod. Like getting C-Pow is pretty good for them. And burning the rod isn't great, but I guess it does get them bundle, which is actually kind of good. So we'll do it. They can get a big bib drop. That's kind of what we want to happen. So the Hammer Gold last you had to go down to 1 energy. Going down to 1 energy does feel kind of sus. Rising Fire is pretty bad. Got the bib, the Nest Ball for a C-Pow, but we have the play all lined up where we could go Mawile next turn, jack up the bib, retreat lock. So this is shaping up pretty well. If they would have Prime Catcher, we should get them 2 prizes. So I do think I want to make a point to set up a second bird, so they couldn't ever like knock that 1 bird off the board. So you decide like 30 times to loop Wigglytuff enough to beat a Hisuian Zoroark deck? Wow. That's a pretty good Pokestop. Right, so there's the Baxcalibur. And this Luxray might be going down, but actually, they need 1 energy to retreat. 5 energy, I guess 5 energies would get them if they have a Shivery Chill. Oh, they just rip Prime Catcher here. Well, I'm not opposed to this. We still have the Mawile lock. It would make Penny looping this kind of hard, but they don't really like a way to get my Pidgeot off the board after this. So, reading from me. Thank you, Steven. What's up, Zaid? Radzar is pretty good. Let's see here. We have a couple different ways we can go this next turn. It might just be worth it to just like put Pidgey back on the board, get a charm on it, and just Fang Snipe again. Or instant charge, whatever. Because they have no Gust, so if we charm the Pidgey, they can't get rid of us. And we could get Quick Switch back up and be able to loop. But let's see what we top deck. Fighting Energy. Let's play this. Let's play the Arven. We don't. I think probably the safe play is just like set up Pidgey. Yeah, I think that's just the safe play. We don't have any other Arvens, or no, we have more Arvens in deck. I mean, I don't mind also just thinning the Jigglypuff as well, like 1 less bad card that we could pull. And we even could potentially rip Pokestop next turn. I will attach the energy here, so we do have a pivot in case they knock out the active. We just instant charge, and not quite, but we can get Mawile going next turn, and then also have hopefully that gives enough time to rebuild the Pidgeot. Did you change anything from the deck from yesterday? This is the same tournament, so I can't. I legally cannot change the deck at all. How do I go about mirror? If it's a 60 card mirror and both of us have Mist Energy TEF, it's probably just a race to that. But we also could potentially try to knock it out. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird. But I'm not too worried about playing very many mirror matches. I don't think that's something I'll have to deal with very frequently with this deck. And also, but by benching this Jigglypuff, it means Iron Bundle's not an easy 2 prizes. Oh, they played Iono. I didn't notice that they had that in the list. I was trying to get Limitless loaded up, but unfortunately did not see that. We do have Mawile, but not great. I guess we could poke, like, our thing is at the bottom of the deck. What's it called? Pidgeot. So we could rip this Pokestop and try to hit a Rare Candy. We the Pidgeot could not get milled off of it. This is kind of sus. We do still have 2 turns that we can find everything to win the game, so it's not all bad. I just cannot promote Lumineon. Well, actually, I could lose because they could amp Jigglypuff. Okay, this is sort of bad then. This is kind of bad. Hopefully we can just like top deck Arven and just be gaming after that. It would be hard for them to amp. It would not be very easy for them to amp. Pal Pad. Wow. Nothing off of that. Yikes. Can you have the retreat and then lead? But that kind of sucks. Oh no, that's actually fine. I think, yeah. The retreat, then the lead. But we would lose to an Iron Hands. So hopefully they cannot get there, but with that small as the deck, as small as their deck is, it's probably gonna happen. But unfortunately, we just could not get it going there. And I guess also Iron Bundle sort of wrecks us as well. Yeah, there's the bundle still in the discard pile, and there's a Rod down. That one Prime Catcher play really scuffed us. Also that Iono, having the Iono on the right turn. Yeah, they used the Prime Catcher up already, but I think if they just bundle this turn, they probably win. Like, even if we have to just give them Pidgey. I mean, I guess there still would be an angle. It'd just be really hard to penny loop. And yeah, I wouldn't have an energy, which would also be kind of troublesome. But I can't bench the Mawile or I lose to Moonlight Shuriken. They're just going for the game, which they have with the superior energy retrieval. And yeah, they just have it. Yeah, they can get SER, just double SER and spin Pokestop for that too. Okay, well, draws didn't exactly go in our favor. That's all right. That Iono kind of killed us. Penny Fish, it doesn't matter. I just want to save the pennies for the Mawile. Or we're pretty sure that they have it, but yeah, that Iono killed us. We had everything lined up there, but unfortunately, yeah, they just had it like that. So yep, we'll go to game 2. This match is fine. We just gotta set up a little bit better. And we set up fine. It was just that one huge Prime Catcher turn having Cape Price. We couldn't cape the Big Bird was pretty bad for us. But it's okay. We'll regroup. We'll get to game 2. Need to draw a little bit better. Like, we had a pretty clean start. It was just them popping off. Like they went a barrel so they could set up, and we just couldn't punish that. We know what the cape is, but starting Chi-Yu is awful. Starting Chi-Yu is terrible, and the rest of his hand's also pretty terrible. Hopefully, one of our good Pokemon's prize. Hopefully, Rotom or Lumineon is. If Lumineon's prize, his hand goes from... yeah, this hand becomes not so bad. They didn't want to help us out by mulliganing at all. Open a C-Pal. Turb is not helpful. Nothing in the prize cards. And triple Ultra Ball double counter catcher. That is horrible. That is just terrible. Bruh. What am I? This like is gonna be... Man, this is simply terrible. I don't even have like that great outs to top deck a good card. Like triple Ultra Ball. Alright, they Shivery Chill. Yeah, and what's funny is like they don't even have to set up turn 2 backs. Like they can just manually attach twice. We like have to put like the Hero's Cape on the Chi-Yu just like hopefully not lose the game. They get a Friggy on the board. They bench the Doof again, which is I don't like that's never the correct way for them to play the matchup. Like I think it's so much easier for me to win the game by retreat lock than it is Wigglytuff, especially when they have bundle in the list. But like we didn't punish it game 1, so they're going for again game 2, and we don't have the hand to punish it again, so rip. Yeah, this is very bad. We need a really good top deck. Top deck. I mean, we have the outs. We have things that we could potentially top deck. That ain't it. So they didn't play Eri at turn 1. So let's hope that they don't have it. We mill the backs. One other backs be prized one time. Yikes. Yeah, they had their one of Iono for the perfect moment last game, and that's what doomed us. And we didn't draw like an Arven or anything off of it, even though we had like pretty solid outs. But yeah. That'll do it. Unless the other back's surprised, which it's not, so dang. Feels bad to just get rolled in an auto win like this, but that's just how it goes. Sheesh. Yeah, that was bad. Nothing we could have done differently that game. That was absolute full brick. We got the matchup we wanted, just not the draws we wanted. I'm not sure we could have done anything differently game 1 either. Like with the Hero's Cape prize, we couldn't have really protected the bird any better. We could have more aggressively gone Mawile into the barrel. But that could have gone off the rails if they would have started hitting a lot of heads. But we maybe could have done that, but I don't think that was strictly better. Like I think we played it right game 1. But yeah, that game 2 was pretty bad. You disagree that C-Pal is an auto win for me? Then I think you don't know how the matchup goes then. If you want to see why C-Pal's an auto win, watch the round 7 yesterday. They could not finish the barrel, or we retreat lock. And if they do not bench the barrel, Wigglytuff sweeps their entire board. There's no shot it's 50-50. You are mad coping. Yeah. I don't think to apologize for your opponent breaking now, but it's okay. Yeah, CPAL is like a matchup. Like if I face CPAL 9 rounds in Orlando, I'm going 9-0. I feel pretty confident about that. But yeah, of course, anything can lose to anything when your draws are pretty bad. And like, yeah, I would say CPAL's probably like 70-30. Like they can draw like how they did game 1, and my deck is fragile. It can miss, but like that round 7, we 2-0'd them. Like, everything worked. Like both sides of the deck worked. They went Barrow, we retreat locked them. We went Wigglytuff. They ran out of options. Like that was just how we drew it up. But yeah, not a great start. Is there gonna be 4 rounds today or 3 rounds today? Oh, looks like only 3 rounds today, which means we have to win our last 2 presumably. A couple no-shows, quite a few no-shows. What's my worst matchup? Probably Future or Katina. I thought taking out bad cards and putting in good cards. True. I could just take out all my I could just take out all my disruptive supporters and just put in all Professor Researches and Ionos, and my deck would probably draw better. Yeah, it's all right. Like, crap happens. It's frustrating, but we just gotta go next. So hopefully that does, like, now we're in definitely a much worse bracket. So a lot of hands floating around that 6 and, well, I guess not. There were a lot of them were at 4-2-1, so yes, I did say that Blaze again. Make sure thank you after winning Orlando, sure. Geo for a consistency card is better. I mean, it could be. Cheren is very good. Cheren is great in like against Charizard. Like if they're gonna gust and hit Bird, I set up one Pidgey, one Pidgeot. I can Cheren the Bird go into the other one. So I don't give up 2 prizes. So Cheren's pretty good. Like I don't think I play this deck without it. Yes. You never used it? Well. Yeah, it's like not a broken card. Like there's stronger cards in the deck, but like it's a pretty good card. Like this whole deck is full of situational cards. It's just we have quick search to find them at the right situation. So I think it's Banana's doing right now. I think it's actually pretty good. It's just a massive headache to play. I tried playing on ladder the other day and I played 4 games and my head hurt so bad. So it's like, no, we're not doing this anymore. To play against this deck and maybe rethink living. Oh dear. Hey, this is a more nice version of control. We're not just totally ruining your day and preventing you from playing the game. I'm like slapping you and taking knockouts. It's much more enjoyable to lose. I gotta beat block consistently without Boof. I just put all my good cards in the hands, so like they're gonna lose their good cards to Mills, to Fang Snipes. And also can just knock out their Chi-Yu as well, and they have a really hard time getting it back. I'm not worried about block. That honestly, real talk, block Snorlax is probably the most overrated deck in format, and that does not mean the deck is bad. But I think block Snorlax is a good deck, but it is very overrated. 502, bro, double ID'd, and then didn't even play today. What? Huh? Need a Lost City cope. Spathrip and Nets. We might have some sauce there. Hopefully we yeah, we get more CPAFs. Well, that CPAF got 2'd by a Zard, so yeah, I guess it's just people are just losing good matchups today. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm assuming that with the no-shows, I guess it's probably gonna be three rounds in, which kind of sucks. We can definitely win the last 2. Just need my deck to cooperate a little better. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to win the next two, and we'll figure it out. Are you sleepy all the time? Not me. No, I'm just the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. Oh yeah, for sure. Just the deck. It takes a little bit to get going. It's all right. It's okay. There's like still great matchups at 6 and 2, so we are we're doing fine. And I guess, hey, I'll take the win 6 in a row because that would be win the whole tournament. So I suppose if I have to sack round 1 to win the whole tournament, I suppose we would I'll take that trade. It's a deal I'm willing to make. So yes, it's okay. Losing is fine. It's cringe, but it's like acceptable. Losing is losing's only cringe if you could have done it differently, and I can't enough. The only part that was cringe about it is I couldn't punish my opponent for a misplaying. But that's about it. But I guess to be fair, when you have the play lined up where you can go counter catch your KO Pidgeots, that's pretty good. And you kind of need the barrel to pull that off. It's just so easy to exploit. Like I don't even need that much to exploit. Oh dang, you got CPAT as well, King? Dang. We both got rolled. It is a pretty good deal, Minxies. I think we do take the terms of that. Rip. So yes, pricing 3 Ultra Balls, that's pretty funny. But I guess if you like set up those prize cards wouldn't have been that bad. But I guess the double count. We only need 1 to pull up the barrel 1 time, or the Max Caliber 1 time. It's okay. So now we gotta figure out what to do for the next 30 minutes potentially, which is yeah, kind of sketch. Hopefully there's not too much. There's 2 Arctinas. No. And a Gardevoir. How would I manage the Gardevoir matchup? Because I don't have Snorlax anymore. So I can't just like keep Mawiling over and over again. Yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, they have Turbo Pad, so it'd be hard. I mean, yeah, we can't ever put down like a Manaphy or a Jirachi, like something that can get stuck. We might just have to be Wigglytuff. We might just have to knock things out. Do I think this deck is a good idea for Sao Paulo regionals? I think this deck is pretty good. Like, it's not very easy to play, and it's definitely not the most consistent deck either, but also it is pretty strong. Like, it potentially has the best matchup spread in format, I think. So you kind of do have to take, like, you have to kind of deal with the bricks to accept that you do have the best matchup spread in the room. Like, you're going to be playing the game against pretty much everything. So yeah, I think we, like, I'm planning on taking this deck to Orlando. So I don't know when Sao Paulo Regionals is exactly. I guess it's a week after. I mean, yeah, I mean, if I were going, I probably would. Just couldn't establish everything good enough in time. Rip. Yeah, wait, like I swear I prize Cape like more than any other card with this deck, and it might just be like biased because like this card's so important, so I always remember prizing it when it's prized. But there's like there was one set yesterday where we prized like 2 consecutive games in a best of 3. But yeah, I would totally, if I could like basically burn a slot in my deck to play a second Hero's Cape or guarantee this card was never prized, I would. I'd play a 59 card deck so I could never prize Hero Cape. Giovanni would unfortunately have to go, but we could we'd be a caping. Oops, that was the wrong thing. Yes. So hopefully with the less people today, we don't have quite as many going to time, but I'm sure those block gamers are gonna have something to say about it. And this Bolt versus Tina game hasn't even finished a game yet, so yeah, likely gonna take up the whole clock here. So I guess we can look at there was another massive tournament last night, 230 people, and a pretty interesting top cut. We already looked at the Snorlax and the Giratina lists earlier. There was a Future Hands deck, double cart, 14 lightnings. Usually you see either gift or psychic energy, and interestingly enough, there's neither of those in here. So kind of interesting, I guess, but just giving yourself higher generator odds is not bad. I feel like one of the things that like is so bad when I've played Future Hands is just like you don't want to dilute your energy account too much. You just whiff gens, and whiffing gens is horrible. So I can see it. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on here. Then there's a C-PAL. These C-PALs have been like so consolidated into like basically like the same like 55 cards. So not really too much to like look at. But a Gouging Fire getting 5th place is pretty cool. This looks like the list from, what was that, Thailand? It's like Thailand, Indonesia, like some Asian Champions League, regional league something. But this deck is really cool. I do want to try this because like I've seen multiple people like playing it and doing well with it, and really no one was talking about Gouging Fire going into the new sets, and it's like I have like a solid list of placements so far. Like, I mean, like make of whatever you want of this. Like, this was a weird top cut, but it did win a 380 player tournament. Like, obviously it's probably nothing like super top meta, but if it's like a rogue deck that can win games against some of the better decks in format, like I think they definitely could be. What's the supporter card that let you replace three prizes? Would I play that? I probably would. I don't quite know what you're talking about. That card would be way too broken. Yeah, I really don't know what you're talking about. Did a card like that ever exist? Would anyone ever wanted that card? Let's see. Oh yeah, I remember this card. Yeah, this card was pretty good. I would like that card. I would do some stuff to get Peonia back in standard. So yes, I would very much enjoy Peonia. There's a Gouging Fire. There was a Lost Pile. This like array of attackers is, I think, been the most common that we've seen in Lost Box so far post rotation. Like Hoopa finally getting some run for the Iron Hands decks, for Lugia. Not sure how much I like Iron Bundle in this deck, because I feel like it was originally chucked in there because of Flutter Mane, and Ancient Box is much worse than thought, and there's really not been too much Flutter Mane in format, so I know this card isn't just good for Flutter Mane like it is niche other places. But I'm not sure if it's needed. Like, it seemed like it needed when Ancient was doing really well, and there was a lot of there was several decks playing like one of copies of Flutter Mane, but yeah, not so sure about that now. But I do like the array of attackers is interesting. It doesn't look like it'd be the most consistent deck in the world. Like, not having access to Forest Sealstone kind of sucks. Like, no gears to help you find your choruses. So I do kind of worry about the consistency. I think you have to probably like Cut a Rocks. You have the Pal Pad in here. Probably Cut a Rock Sand and I try to find space for a couple Pokegears, I think, because that card's pretty good. Finding Chorus is pretty good in a Lost Zone deck. Hey, I'm with you, Tesla. I would do that too. Yeah, I'm not saying that like Bundle's like a dead card, like just good for Flutter Mane. Like, the card's okay, but it's like better than like a Pokegear. is more of what I'm trying to get at. The Lugia, anything? Oh, there actually was a Noivern Lugia and double collapsed. Something we haven't seen all that frequently. Please play 4 Minchinos, 3/3 Lugia. Please and thank you. I don't think Noivern's really that great. I'm pretty sure it's cope in the future anyway. Yeah, it seems so cope because like all the future way has to do is just Arven for Prime Catcher, Peak Excel your Noibat, and you've no way of getting it back. So like they don't care about going on odd prizes or anything like that. Like they, because you can't build your board to like play around that play. Because if you just overload your board with other Pokemon, then they can just amp around the Noivern. They can boss Prime Catcher, take 6 prizes. So I'm not a fan of Noivern. I think just if I were playing Lugia at a tournament, I would just scoop to future. Like just basically say if I hit future, I'll go to lunch. You got Charmander for them on T2 with Cram. Yeah, I mean it's not a horrible card. Like there's worse cards you can play. Pidgeot rounds out the top 8. With Eri and Turo. It's like tech supporter cards. I do really like Eri in any I mean any Pidgeot deck seems really good. Any deck that has like Starbirth or Quick Search, like playing 1 copy of Eri seems really good. Like there's just so much upside to this card. Like imagine that endgame against Tina, like they can't even like they can't hold their gates, they can't hold their rods because you can just poke them away. Cause I think Tina's actually like probably an unfavored, like a before it was pretty close into Zard, like Puro, but now it's like probably unfavored for Zard. But like an area at the right time hitting like gates or rods seems pretty good. So I like Eri. Like if I were building Pidgeot this one, I'd probably play Eri. And we're playing Temple as well. I guess like shut off gifts, like hopefully cope into Lugia. I mean Chichino's still gonna nuke you. But if they can't draw cards, they're not winning the game? Question mark? Let's shut off Tina's jet energies as well. Not sure about the Temple of Sinnoh. But it exists. It is there. There was a Dialga just outside. I'm intrigued by Dialga. Bruh. Judge and Dialga seems so jank. Like, I don't want to shuffle draw 4 when a third of my deck is energies. Like, I'm gonna draw hands with 3 energies very frequently. Like, I just know. I don't know why you play this card either. We're gonna Luster Blast for a 200. Like, I'll just play Zamazenta. Do that for 3 energies and not have to evolve into a Metagross. Dang, I did not think I would see Judge Dialga. Like only 2 Arvens as well. Like if I'm playing Judge turn 1, I'm fairly certain I'm just gonna brick out and lose the game. Like I feel like if I'm ever playing this card, it's just like I hope it bricks my opponent worse than it bricked me. What happened to the Judge? And Judge went to you fell off pretty hard. This path rotating is pretty bad. Like it becomes a lot worse of a card when you can't go Judge Path. Like also like the best Judge Path abuser, Mew, is gone. I mean, I guess that's it. Judge into 4 energies is gonna happen. I know it's going to. I'm sure if we limb sim this deck, like it would literally we could make it happen. I mean, having a disruption element is cool, but like yeah. I feel like it's gonna disrupt yourself more than disrupt your opponent, honestly. Like Judge is good in those low maintenance decks that like don't necessarily have to, like the cards they see, or they don't have to see a ton of different cards to win. They're just more so they're a streamlined deck that just hopes to slow their opponent down enough to get ahead. But like yeah, this ain't it. Like I'm playing a set, like there's a reason why we don't see Judge in stage 2 decks, because they just need to see more cards than what Judge gives them early game. So yeah, they went 6-2 though, so they were actually 6-0 and just chose not to ID, I guess. Did they get like down paired or something? Oh, that was unlucky. They got down paired, I guess. And then, yeah, then didn't want to ID there also for some reason. So, why is this particular tournament best of 3? Just because it's regional style, I guess. How's my day been? I mean, there hasn't been too much day yet today. I literally woke up not too long ago, but I guess so far so good. When is next game taking place? Probably in roughly 20 minutes. I mean, all but one of these games is in game 3, so it could be sooner. Is this just like the Raging Bolt list from late nights? This deck just seems so weak, but like on paper, it doesn't seem like it'd be very good, but like people are winning with it, so I'm just not sure. Or I guess for Top Cut, probably 8-2. I'm assuming because I don't think they added a 4th round today. So I had to go 2-1 today, and we already lost round 1, so. Looks like only 3 rounds today, so yeah, we'll have to clutch up and win the next 2. Play a ladder game? Ladder's cringe. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're adding another round. Yeah, so just gotta win the next 2. It is okay. Like, I don't just think there's, like, there are a couple Arctinas, which is a little scary. But I think for the most part, there's pretty solid matchups at 4-2. So, what time did the tournament start? It started 50 minutes ago, roughly. I guess 40 because the round 1 started late. So, your cup yesterday was fine. Went 3-2. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, my big beef with Raging Bolt is its early game seems so underwhelming, and if like you're a Glass Cannon like 2 prize trade deck like Raging Bolt, you can't really afford to start 2 prizes behind, like against a C-POW or against even up against a Charizard, because you're just not going to win the game. Like the best you can do is just knock them out next, but like you have Slitherwing to try to skew the prize trade, which is probably not going to work. Even decks that just have like single prizers that can throw you off, like Charizard playing Radiant Zard. Like I don't know how you'd beat Lost Box with this deck. You have like Stick a Capsule, I guess, and honestly, this is the deck I could see playing Judge, kind of like the Ross Moon deck last format. Like just Judge trying to stick some of those evolving decks early game and just trying to get an early enough prize lead or just buy a turn to accumulate energies in play. I wouldn't hate it. Like you do prime catches, you could like chase a Rotom and try to get 2 ahead, but I feel like Zard just bad Zard Ionos you and you kind of scoop. Yeah, without a draw engine, like there's not even like a Mew EX in here. Like Ionos seem very scary. So yeah, I'd like to see a Mew EX in here, and maybe more disruption, because like playing Sada turn 1 is probably, or doesn't seem amazing in a lot of matchups. Like decks that can take 2 prizes first, I guess. Even Lugia seems like it'd be pretty miserable for this deck. Like you're never gonna win the prize race against all the Chinchinos and Snorlaxes. Yeah, how does this deck win games? Like what matchups does this deck beat actually? I guess Future's probably pretty good, right? But like still, they can amp things. Like your early game's so underwhelming. Where is Raging Bull? I want to like see like what I'm sure the sample size is gonna be kind of low. There it is. I feel like your matchups, okay, Future, that's kind of what we expected, right? I mean, it has good control matchup. But yeah, Lost Box seems miserable. Charizard, I'm surprised to see is 50-50. C-POW, I'm surprised to see is 50-50. Yeah. Man, how am I? You're with R6 on Rouge deck IRL and you're winning every local. But I think about this archetype, I think it's pretty cool. It's one that I was excited to try out when this set first came out, and I stopped playing it because I could not get it to beat Lugia, but I do like that deck. I think it's pretty good. I do want to revisit it playing Luminous Energy and Iron Hands, but I haven't got around to retrying it. You hope Rope gets reprinted? And Rope's not a bad card to have in the game. I wouldn't hate it either. How does RC's Armory work? The Heatran's pretty nice. I like Heatran. I lost to CPAL, got a little unlucky game 1, and game 2 was just horrible. We had some terrible draws. So RC's Armors. Let me just pull up like a City League list, right? I'm sure there's one up here. We'll just I think there's one here today that made phase 2. We cannot pull it up. Okay. They have to buy. What a legend. So you use Arceus to accelerate to another Arceus or another V Pokemon, and then you can use the baby Armarouge's ability to kind of pull out threats out of nowhere. Like you can surprise Delphox, you can surprise get a massive Armarouge EX. You can't quite like surprise burst in a Heatran that well because you have to like preemptively damage it. You even could have Mew. You even have like ninja plays, like Mew copy ninja plays out of nowhere. So it's a pretty interesting deck, but I like I said, I do want to try it with like Luminous plus Iron Hands. Because like those Chinchinos, like they just put the V guards on the Chinchinos, and I can't Delphox and knock them out. So I was like, well, I can get ahead, but I always lose the prize trade in the end. Path is most definitely a healthy card to punish his greedy deck building. I mean I think Path keeps Path keeps ability decks in check. Yeah, I don't think Path's a bad card. It made control a lot better by it leaving. What's my favorite deck ever? Probably Rainbow Road or Arceus Gyarados. Yeah. Also Mega Ray Enjoyer, various form of control. Yeah, I mean control from last round would definitely be up there, but we can I can even pull up one of my old list for one of my favorite decks ever. This deck would have to be I don't know where it would rank. Bro, I swear I put night mode on Swift every single time and it just never stays on there. Okay. I don't know why, but it never. Okay, we must find the deck. Yes. This deck was incredibly goated. Mega Ray. It is beautiful. Ursaluna Control isn't good? No, Ursaluna Control I think is fine. I just don't think it's better than Bird Control. Deck is goated. It's kind of funny how I like aged from like an aggro player in juniors to being like a controlled enjoyer, but hey, we take it. Mega Ray was very goated. Nothing hit quite so hard like using a ton of Shamans turn 1 and then dropping the Hex Maniac so your opponent couldn't do anything on their turn. Because back then we could play a supporter turn 1, so you're like, okay, I'll draw half of my deck, and now you don't get to play the game. And we were thankful for it. Yeah, you got farmed that cup yesterday by Fusion Mew, hit Pidgey out of control. The Alchemy 3 times. Sheesh. This deck was very big vibe. Yeah, Volcanion. Oh, this seems out of place here. Not boosting any fire Pokemon's attacks. What is Volcanion doing here? Well, I can discard a fire from my hands, then Mega Turbo it onto my Mega Ray, and get swinging turn 1 out of nowhere. Because this thing could evolve going first. Or yeah, evolve on its first turn. This deck was crazy fun. And we played Skyla too. Let's go. This card's so bad now, but hey, Skyla was once very good. It's crazy even how much power creep there's even been in supporters. Like there was one point where Skyla was okay. Like, or even like back in the day, like make sure I don't miss my round at all. Like back in the day, like very 2014. I'm sure that it was like Blastoise decks from way back when. They put a lot of Skyless. Yes. 4 Skyless. But also Skyla back then was also basically boss's orders because you could Skyla for Pokemon Catcher. So when PTCG was fun. Still is. What are you talking about? Beach, let's go. Alright, this is gonna be fun. Beautiful. Nothing like a deck costing you 4 grand. It is beautiful. Drawing 1 card was good, yeah. Playing against Wigglytuff control and Alakazam EX. That's interesting. Now it feels everything is repeated. Not sure what you mean by that. Like, honestly, last format and this format feel like some of the better formats in a long time. So I think if you don't like them, you're just kind of a hater. What was funny is, like, I haven't heard anyone say how they miss Battle VIP Pass, like, and that's I mean, I think you lost credibility if you said VIP Pass was a good card for the game, but it's funny, like, it shows you how much that card is universally hated, but every deck played it because you had to. Not quite every deck, but literally almost everything did. 8 minutes left, and we'll get back to the gaming, hopefully. That's true. It does make aggro decks like Moon and yeah, Moon. I guess Moon specifically a lot worse because Miraidon had itself. Miraidon has Battle VIP Pass. Yeah, so something like that Raging Bull deck would love a Battle Pass. Having to raw draw so many Ball Search cards kind of sucks. Does Control do well into Lost Box? Yes, it does. As long as you can get your dude set up. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the list, right? Because like some play a lot of boss and counter catchers and stuff. And that's not counter catchers. They play like multiple boss and prime catcher. It can chase the bird, and that's kind of annoying. But like, it's hard for them to keep their resources with Luxray and Eri and Sisters. So you can use Luxray and Eri, discard stuff, then go into Wigglytuff or Bouffalant and remove threats from the game. Do you have any other control decks / ideas / Pokemon I would like to try? Most of my time in control has been spent here. Like, I really, since I cooked up Wigglytuff like the Friday after the set came out. Oh yeah, like literally the day after Temporal Forces dropped. I haven't really done anything else. I do want to try Radzard in this deck. There's a couple other things, I guess. I'm probably not gonna like step out and try other crazy control decks until after Orlando, because like I want to play this deck. I want to do well, so don't want to spend my time cooking jank I'm probably not gonna play. But there's a lot of like, I want to try Banette more. I know it's not technically a control deck, but that deck would look like a ton of fun. And I also promised someone that there would be a Banette stream post Orlando. I want to try Banette. I want to mess with Arc Piles. I know those aren't control decks, but yeah. And I also should probably spend more time into with Ursaluna, because the deck is definitely better than I think. Like I think it is, I guess, would be the best way to put it. I just don't want to invest time with it when I'm not gonna play it. Is Mage's hand control with Salvatore something you want to try? Are you talking about the one that like shuffles like your opponent's hand into their deck? Like that one? I was thinking like from, yeah, I know this one. This one's pretty good. I mean, it's, I guess, can be played around, but then you're sort of playing into Fang Snipe or some other stuff if you're gonna like super consolidate your hands. So it's pretty interesting. Hopefully Sander has some sort of crazy control pile that he brings to UIC, like something that maybe we're not expecting. Like one card that also has potentially a lot of or potentially things that it could do is, especially you have a good excuse to play the new Zubat. How about this card? Because you could use like Calamitous Wasteland, gives something a ton of retreats, and you just say you can't play your switches, you can't play your pennies, like you can't play boss, like could be pretty good. And you already get to play the other Zubat, so that's like a buff basically. I think isn't there a Golbat that draws you cards as well? Or that rotate? Oh, yeah, that rotated. Okay. And then you can use DTE Radiant Alakazam, so you don't actually knock out that Pokemon ever. So there could be something to be cooked here, with the other Zubat and stuff. Yeah. Hopefully, I know like Sander's been kind of inactive here lately. Hopefully, there's some crazy pile that he cooks up. That just as an enjoyer of control, love to see what the goat cooks up. It'd be funny if like Sander just shows up with like Charizard, like a super basic Charizard. I don't think he would ever do, but it'd be funny. Scizor EX for control. I don't know what off the top of my head that card does. There's all damage reduction going on, but it is double turbo energy, so that's interesting. Yeah, and you do have the other Scizor options. That could be a fun kind of counterbox style deck. I'm not sure, like, I mean, you get minus 90 damage. I feel like Defiance Vest on it. Cram hits you for a 20 damage. Broken. I consider block it off for Orlando. No, you'll never catch me pulling up with block. Ever since I've been Pidgeot pilled, I'm like, I can't go back. Like, yeah. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I think block is not a bad deck, but I think it's one of the most overrated decks in format. It is still good. It is still a good deck. Do not take it out of context. Be like, Alloutblitzle says block sucks. It's over. Like, no. It's a good deck, but it's not as good as people say it is. But it is still a good deck. I'd be kind of surprised if block top 8'd, not top 8'd, if it won UIC, it would get top 8 and I wouldn't be that surprised because it is still a pretty good deck. Like it's probably tier 1.5, tier 1 deck. But I'm fairly confident that it's like not like, yeah, it's not as good as people say it is for sure. Honchkrow can hold 2 capes. A lot of people have mentioned Honchkrow V, and y'all are gonna make me try it. It's an interesting option. I'm not sure how I'd fit it because I'd have to play like more tools to get it to work, like maybe another charm or something, or another vest probably would be better. So I don't think you probably can fit it in the Wigglytuff list, and like, but as a tanking option, the Crow is pretty cool. If we're cutting Wigglytuff though, are we just scooping to Lug? And if we're scooping to Lug, then I kind of don't like that. Lug just seems like the perfect comfort pick early in this format. Like, it's the deck people already have the cards for, most of the cards for. It's very easy to pilot. And you have a really good matchup spread. Like, it wouldn't be, like, I think Charizard will be the most played deck for EUIC Orlando, like the first tournaments, unless something crazy happens. But I'm expecting Lugia to be right behind it. Like, Lugia will probably be the second most popular deck. I've seen the new Milotic from that Masquerade. I have. Pretty interesting card. I think block might be a better call than Pidgeot. I just think block is just so much less powerful than Pidgeot. So like, I enjoy just the higher skill expression with this deck, and I don't like the fact, okay, well, like with block, you can you'll be sitting across from someone and there's sometimes nothing that they can do to beat you. But also you can be sitting across from someone and there's nothing you can do to beat them. Like literally whatever you do. Like at least Control has so many more lines and so many different ways to counterplay what your opponent does. And it's hard to like script a game flow against Control when like Block is doing the same thing every single time. It's very easy to have a like firm game plan of exactly what you need to do and exactly how to beat it. So I'm not a Block fan. Has better matchups? I just don't think that's true though, bro. I don't think that that's true, buddy. You see the high count of Turbo Hands limiting Lugia in day 2? But what the high count of Charizard limiting Turbo Hands into day 2? It's kind of like a weird triangle where like Zard beats Hands, Hands beats Lugia, Lugia kind of beats Zard, but Lugia like kind of 50-50s or betters everything, so yeah. I mean, what is Pidgeot better into? It is significantly better into Lugia. It's better into the Lost Box stuff. It doesn't just totally scoop to a Spiritomb, which is now starting to pop up again. It's better in Mirror Match. It's just better against jank stuff because it just has more options. But yeah, I just like it just has a higher power level into like every matchup. You have more options. So like Block is a better matchup into, I think it's Artina, isn't it? Oh no, it's Turbo. Dang. Well, they don't play switches, but they play a Penny. And Iron Leaves. Yeah, this is gross. I would not want to face this right now. But like C-PAL and Zard are like auto wins for both decks. So maybe Block has like, maybe instead of being a 70-30 for bird control, it's like an 80-20. Like that's kind of irrelevant. And also Lost Box deck I favored. Like, but is it more favored though? Like I'm not sure. Cause like Eri is a good card against those decks. But yeah, I mean Eri would have helped a lot like before Stall just scooped to a good Lost Box player, and that's not the case anymore. At least Pidgeot has kind of a game plan if Tomb is something that exists. Like a lot of these Lost Box decks have been playing Tomb, and if they just get Tomb down, you're not finding all your Aries over and over again to discard their cards if you're not using Instant Charge. It's 50-50 against a good player. Yeah, that's just not a good take. That is just not a good take at all. It's okay. Tomb is a fake card? I mean, tell that to all the people who are doing well in this tournament playing Spiritomb. I think like Spiritomb, the more you think about it, is not a bad card. Like, it helps, again, like especially in a Lost Box deck that might struggle into Lugia otherwise. Might not have the best Charizard matchup otherwise, would not have the best Stall matchup otherwise. It enhances all those matchups and is searchable by Buddy Poffin. So like it really doesn't hurt your consistency that much because like if you draw Poffin, you can go one Comfy Tomb anyway. Oh yeah, I've come around on Spiritomb. I was a hater initially, but I think it's good. It was just kind of like, wait, Mew's gone. Why are we playing this card? But like, it only helps in a few matches, but those matchups that it helps with are high percentage decks. It's not like those things are non-existent, and it's just like we're coping here because like Lugia and Zard will be over 10% each. I'm sure if you combine Block and Control, that would maybe what 7-8%. So it's a good card into probably close to 30% of the room. Like 1 in 3 games, it will be a good card for you. If I go turn 1 Tomb and turn 2 KO Boss Pidgey, how am I coming back? I'm probably not. I'm probably not. If I know you're playing Tomb, though, I'm gonna go first and try to get 1 instant charge. Well, Greninja Boy is full of bad takes, so I don't I don't respect his opinions all that much sometimes. Yeah. I think Lost Box with Tomb should be favored into block. And it probably would be favored into Pidgeot as well. But Pidgeot has way more counterplay to it. But that's like not the point. Isn't it? Like, it doesn't cripple those decks. You're right, but it's not like a consistency debuff because like Poffin gets you Comfy Tomb anyway, and if it slows them down 1 turn, then that's like all you need. Like you don't need it to just full brick them. Okay. Let's get the Forest Seal Stone. Let's go get that Buddy Poffin. We have the Pidgeot Duck. Get that Jigglypuff rolling. They did bench an Iron Crown, which is pretty good for us. We have a Wigglytuff in hand, or in deck, don't we? Okay. How's Lugia get rid of Tomb? That doesn't. He doesn't care too much. Like it's not a game-breaking card in that matchup, but it's. Are they playing bundle? I don't think I saw a bundle in their list. They could go prime, but I don't want to like drop the Mawile early either. There we go. We got the bird going. I probably should have tested the fire first so I could go into Fang Snipe next turn if I wanted to. That's alright. You can't use V-Star? They can still use V-Star, but they couldn't Lumineon. So they just don't have all those ball search outs to just get agile free of those brick hands. And Pidgeys are like, they're playing 2 Rotoms. That card's very important to them, so denying +3 turn 1 without even hindering your own consistency that much against the most popular deck in format seems pretty good. I'd say without it, your block match is probably, or without it, your Zard match is probably pretty shaky. Fluttermane is better into Lugia. Ugh, Fluttermane. Okay, they're off to a slow start, so I want to start Fang Sniping. Or do I just start slapping? Like, what if I just win Wigglytuff here? Like, Wigglytuff Penny hits. What do they do? I don't think they have much of an answer. Let's just do it. Because if they're not using Peak Excel, that slows the game down even more for them. I'm going to bench the Rotom and Charm it up again because I might want to pivot back into that eventually. Well, in this matchup I have to be aggressive, and now I do have Boss, so I have the capability to gust pressure this hands if I do want to like try to charge it up in the background here. Like I could sit there and Penny, but they have pretty good odds of top decking an energy, and then like they load up the hands, all that, like that seems bad. Okay, Generator was, I guess Generator might not have been the top deck because I wanted better odds of hitting energy. Only 1 is great. I'm just gonna Boss and hit the hands next turn if they have nothing better to do. Okay, they were just holding their hand, I guess, but I'm still gonna do the same play. I'm still gonna Boss hands and punch. And it's kind of bad for them, or yeah, it's not the greatest for them to bench another Miraidon because then my prize map's a lot better. And they only play 2 anyway. They do bench another Miraidon. Did they hit Capsule plus energy? They probably did. Okay. Yeah, they did. Okay, that was... They're going a little faster than we expected. No, the reason I lost last game against CPAL is because my because my deck did not work. So we can take this KO here. Like combine it with Eri. We could go boss, but this gets me back on even prizes. Well, they're capped out at 240, so we're safe. What if we just put the Klawf on the board? Or we could no. Is the fighting in there? That's an important thing. Okay. Vac. Oh, but they're gonna arm press my bird. But that's okay. They have to top deck energy to be able to amp. And their hand's kind of looking a little dead, so I'm definitely wishing I would have bossed instead, I think. But now they like don't have peak excels anymore. Boss. Did they top deck an energy? People in chat, yeah, that's pretty dope. Oh, they did! Oh, man. RIP. It's still okay, they don't have their hands built up. But now the issue is they can relatively easily build up another one. With that heavy baton. Don't need for a seal stone. How are we getting out of this? Is this just like... I mean, they're on 3 technos. This is just hit, probably, right? And then next thing we can go... this feels horrible. Because they can just amp my tough for game. But also I don't want to... I get Ultra Ball for... I get Ultra Ball for fish. I enter them back to 3. Just hope that they whip. They the last Techno Radar. Dang it. Prize cards and top decks going hard. And we know that they have Capsule in hand, so we can't like boss up that Iron Hands and just try to trap it. This would be... Dang. They are... So those prizes were pretty good to them. How would you... They'll call for a hit for weakness. I didn't have a chance to. They bossed my bird right away. Hands is fine. Hands is actually like... There's so much over... Wait. Are they gonna prime catch my Klawf and just punch it? Or are they just holding prime catch? Okay. I was gonna be kind of surprised. What counterplay do we have to this? I wish I had Cheren. I would totally Cheren right now. Guess. It's me hard to set up another bird. This has to be Lumineon. And it's gonna have to be an Iono. We're gonna have to probably, yeah. We're gonna have to like probably find counter catcher and hit this hands. Oops. We're putting a capsule and that prime catch to the bottom of the deck. Or we also could just take this KO plus put energy on Klawf and maybe win with a falling press. That might now be the angle. So we get the Pidgey on the board. we attach this here. We take this KO. They get to pass a couple energies back. We lose. Yeah, but we probably lose this game still. Cheren's not prized. I just couldn't find it. And if I Lumen for Cheren, we just lose the Prime Catch. Bench lock into Mim. I have too many multi-prizers on the board, and they still have all their Gust. Well, I guess since I killed both Miraidons, that might have worked, but we prized the Mimikyu and had to kind of overbench. The gen hits, game over. Well, this list plays a Penny, so I can't even do that. I forgot about Mimikyu? I did not forget about Mimikyu. I never had a chance to use it. Well, that's not actually true. That turn I went for Klawf and KO'd Miraidon. I could have got Hisuian Heavy Ball instead. That was both Miraidons, right? Like, do they play a Super Rod? No. They play Devo as well, my goodness. That would have been the move then, actually. We would have had the game guaranteed. Okay, well, it's fine. We'll go next here. But Mimikyu there would have done nothing. Because they play weights, and I cannot retreat the Wigglytuff or I knock it out, so. And they still have 2 Gust remaining, so it would not have worked. It is Iron Leaves. But yeah, in that position there at the end, there's 0 way I could have gone Mimikyu. I could have gone for it earlier and probably won. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, we should have gone more heavily into that since there's no psychic energies in this build. Only 2 Miraidons. That could be the play then. Wigglytuff try to kill both Miraidons and then just Mimikyu wall. Alright. That's like retreat lock's probably unlikely. We could take all 6 with Wiggly. But yeah. I think we have to set up, like, as bad as it feels, if we don't set up the bird, we just can't find cards. So I think we have to set up bird. The issue is, like, I guess they're probably not benching. That's a good card. How often are they benching 2 Miraidons? Yeah, if I retreat the Wigglytuff there, it loses 100 extra HP and gets knocked out. So I can't do that. Like, I definitely could have gone for a Mimikyu line earlier and won the game. Like when I went for Klawf, and I would have had just Wigglytuff Mimikyu in play, and we would have won. Since there's no psychic energies. But the thing is, I wouldn't have ever done that in closed list because it had nothing to suggest to me that they were not playing psychic energies. And that line just instantly loses to psychic energy. We're off to a pretty clean start here. Oof. Jiggly's in there. Birds. Alright, everything looks fine. Alright. We do this. We do this. The church. Hello Blaziken, what's up? Alright. Not great. I mean, it gives us Pidgeot, but dang. No, it's not great. Because then they did pitch the Devo. That probably doesn't matter. Yeah. see. Do they have an attack attached to hands? Research. Dang, I was hoping that maybe they were lacking a supporter, but it's already better for them than last game. Alright, that was fortunate. If they could have arm pressed my Rotom, it probably would have been game over. But they did whiff a peak, so that's pretty nice. So now how do I want to go about this turn? I'm afraid we could get captured. Can't quite go Mawile. I was thinking that that could be pretty sick, but I unfortunately cannot. Gets the big bird. I guess we could just build towards having this. This still feels so rough. Like put the double turb on the Wiggly, Nest Ball down Klawf. Well, I don't think we buy Nest Ball down Klawf, but we do this. We do this. And we instant charge. Not much. You can't imagine that you would care a whole lot about the card. But that's not the point. So I'm not saying that auto wins a matchup because that's just not true. But I'm saying that it's beneficial. There's no way that it possibly hurts you. If it only can help. Yeah, I'm never once did I say that like playing 2 makes like flip Zard from unfavored to favor. Okay, that might be the angle that we have to go for. Like Penny active KO, and if they bench like other Miraidon, we could win with Mimikyu, I think. Could be a Fang Snipe this turn as well. Maybe, I don't know actually about that. Quick search. Gotta go find the Penny. So we kind of need to go Penny. Did prize 2 of them. They're holding back though. Like, I really just want to Eri. Yeah. I don't know why they gave me this much value, but I'm gonna take it. Yeah, boss once again. Nope. Yikes. Well, they Arven for the vacuum and didn't instantly play it for some reason, so we take those. Defiance Vests. Alright. This is not great though, because they surely just arm press the Pidgeot. Let's see if they top deck Lightning Energy for the 2nd straight game. That would go ridiculously hard. I guess they could amp. I guess yeah, either way they could amp both of those. I mean, of course they did 2 games in a row. Bruh. What does bro gotta do? They bench locked out of the thing though. Mimikyu wins the game. Oh wait, no, that they play Penny. That sucks. They played Penny. What's we could do? Tank hits and slaps. Yeah. Oh yeah, but they played Penny. 2 games in a row, they did the same thing to me. Yeah, this is pretty doomed. This is pretty doomed. I can hit, but then I'm just not winning the game. How are things? Not so great today. But yeah. Isn't that feature deck too broken? Not really. They're just drawing pretty hot. And this matchup isn't very good if they draw this well. Like featured actually I don't think is like it's an okay deck, but it's not anything ultra special. But yeah, it's not a great matchup for my deck. All right, so they're gonna do that. Yeah, how do we work our way out of this? Might just be like Iono low, pull something up. Penny prize might be the win con. That might have to be it. I have another hands loaded up now, which sucks. I mean, I could have hit this hands last turn, but they could have countered for heavy baton instead. Iono's kind of them. Kind of. How many lightnings does this guy have? A lot. There's a Mimikyu, but yeah, nothing else. Whoa, that was crazy. Yeah, they just town store for game. Okay. So we could which one for Lumineon? Lumineon for boss. Is our line just Prime Catcher and the other thing is prized? Prime Catcher and Penny? It could be. Yeah, that has to be the line. That's all we have. Oh, with the Cheren's prize. Yeah, we're just cooked. Well, no. This is fine. Alright. This is the win condition. This is literally all we have. But like now the Wigglytuff gets stuck though, and Mawile LOR gets broken. But hey, their last boss is also prized. This is all we have. Dang. Yeah, Cheren being prized is pretty big. I would have Cheren back into Mimikyu. Alright, well, if they get Prime Catcher, yeah, if they have it here, they have it, yeah. Okay. Well, unfortunate start to today. In the game that we beat Future, we just drew a lot better, and my opponent drew pretty significantly worse. I mean, just having boss KO on Pidgey turn 3 both times really sucks. But I should have won game 1. Like, regardless, I should have won game 1. Like, if I would have gone the Mimikyu play, we just win. So that's on me. Like, I can't really be too upset about it. But choking the 6-1 start is disappointing. Rip. That should have been a dub game 1, but oh well. Yeah, it is not a very great matchup, but my opponent's draws my prize card. But like, nah, we can't complain about bad luck is cringe when we should have won game 1. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy. We're not gonna be that guy. When we had a way to 100% win game 1 guaranteed. Well, it's kind of weird though, because I would never go that line in open list or without open list, because they did not show me grass energy until game 2. So I mean, that might have been the only. I'd say it's more likely that they play Psychic or a Rod or another Miraidon, then they're playing Iron Leaves and no way to hit through my Mimikyu after that. I mean, I still should have won, but yeah, with the Penny and Yeah, Penny makes it so I can't really retreat lock them. Oh dang. It's like lose against Snorlax. Yeah, it doesn't play Psychic Energy, so it would lose to Snorlax stall. Feature box to go be with Arven. I don't know about that. Yeah, that's disappointing. Yeah. Oh. That's massive sad. I was hoping for a deep run today, but this ain't it. But yeah, we should have taken game one, but yeah. Still control goats. Yeah, this is a matchup that I like was one of the reasons why I'm like unsure about this deck. Like, because it should be popular, and it is not very good. Or no, yeah, it's not very good of a matchup. And no matter how, like, it's kind of like Roaring Moon initially last format. No matter how mid Future Hands is, people are still gonna play it. You still have to beat it. Like, even if the deck's not anything super special, it's like still gonna be played. So like, I can't just ignore it and be like it's not real, because it is. So yes, the Radzard could have potentially helped there. Because Wigglytuff could have taken 6 prizes or 4 prizes, and then Radzard maybe could have cleaned up. And Klawf is just awkward in this matchup. It needs 2 attachments to maybe 1 hit. So that is an interesting call, Walker. Yeah, so like I think really the match, like, I feel fine into like every matchup with this deck, really, aside from Future Hands and Arctina. I'm okay taking an unfavored Arctina just because that deck won't be ultra popular. But Future Hands is probably going to be top 5, potentially top 4 or 3 highest played decks. So taking a loss to that feels pretty bad, or at least I want to have like a. I'd say probably right now it's probably I mean, it depends on the list. There's still so much variation within the lists. We could have gone up against this one and it would have been entirely okay. Like that, this one, only 1 Psychic Energy, no switches aside from Prime Catcher. Would have been much easier because as soon as I commit the Psychic to an Iron Crown, we just boss up the other one. So it's just how it goes. Like, Radzard is weird about Clara. I don't need to like depend on Radzard though to like get early game knockouts, because I do have Wigglytuff it's gone. I still have Wigglytuff in the list to Ice Trade in the early game. But just having like, I don't think Retreat Lock is a dependable win condition, because I think like the best future list does play Psychic Energy. So like if Future plays 2 Psychics, Retreat Lock shouldn't ever be beating them, because we only can realistically use Mawile 1 or 2 times. But just having that Radzard late game nuke, because even like Cape's Radzard hit plus like an Iono low, they can't really respond to that all that well. So I wouldn't necessarily even need to recycle the Radzard. It's not like I have with the Wigglytuff for the Tina matchup, so I wouldn't have to. I have the Wigglytuff for the Tina matchup, so I wouldn't even have to like reuse Radzard multiple times there either. So I think for next stream we will be playing Radzard. I kind of talked myself into it. But yeah. It was it was going so well, but it's alright. We can still win our last round and get a. I think Zardiax and Wigglytuff can do more in the future matchup. Yeah, that would. Well, would that be true? I guess you would one-shot the crowns and jump way ahead. but it would eat up a candy. I guess your list is probably structured a lot differently then. Yeah, I'm definitely in Radzard next. Like Bouffalant, like the main decks, yeah, the main decks that Bouffalant is good against is kind of more jank, less popular stuff. So if I want to pick which one's better against the field, like I probably would rather take the Radzard. Also, Radzard does help the Arctina matchup as well. So like Arctina really can't deal too well with a Caped Zard. Well, I don't think the optimal featureless play leaves, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Roseanne's okay. But like, yeah, I don't know how often you would. I mean, Cape's a good card. Getting it back isn't bad. I haven't had like too many times where it's just like, okay, I get Cape back here and it's just like game winning, but like, yeah, it's probably still alright. Dang. Yeah, there's the Klawf, like, yeah, Klawf's okay. Klawf is gaming. Zardiax doesn't that leaves it if you cape it. Well, they'll have a ton of crowns in play, so yes, it would. Yeah. I've seen some of the Zardiax control lists, and they're interesting for sure. But the Zardiax would be a lot worse into Tina. So the Zardiax would be a lot worse into Giratina. And it would eat up more slots in your deck. Like because yeah, like Wigglytuff eats up essentially 3, right? If we were to fit the Zard, we'd have to play more fire energy, so I'd probably not playing double turbo at all. Or I got to play more, like at minimum, we're playing a 202 Zard. We have to play more candies. We have to play more fire energies. Am I in contention? Yeah, unfortunately we are. Yeah, we had a really good shot at making top 8. Just had to win 2 out of 3, but matchups were not necessarily in our favor. And also could have definitely played better. Lost to CPAO because didn't draw so hot, and then got rolled by Future. The Klawf is for Lugia mainly because we can Wigglytuff to KO both Archeops and Klawf to KO their last loaded Chinchino, and then every time they hit the Klawf after that, they lose an energy, so we can Penny Loop the Klawf. They can keep hitting it, or we even can eventually Penny Loop the Chi-Yu and Mill cards as well. It is kind of disappointing too, because like we had so many favorable matchups at 6 and 2. Like there's a lot of CPAO, quite a few Zards. Like in this whole entire tournament, 9 rounds, we did not face a single Charizard, which definitely kind of sucks. But yeah, like sitting here at 6 and 2. I mean, like there's the one Future that we of course hit. There's the 2 Arctinas, but everything else would have been fine. Like, so yeah. The one thing about the playing Charizard is that it just eats up so much more space. So I'm not sold on it. Like you're in some ways, so you are making matches better, but you're also probably taking power level out of the deck by cutting impactful cards. Like you're probably not playing Luxray anymore. Yeah, I don't know how you get everything to fit, but like also making the deck not like without making the deck even bigger of a pile. I think so. Like even if Zard like playing a ton of switches or Tauros and stuff, I think they still probably should lose to Control. But I guess it depends on how teched out is teched out. Because if they have like Toro Pad and a switch, they probably still lose. But I have 1-2 Wigglytuff line because I don't want to prize the Wigglytuff EX. And I have the Hisuian Heavy Ball to pull out the Jigglypuff. But yeah, I want to make sure I always have this card. I don't want to ever prize it and not have it because it's a very impactful card in a lot of matchups. So yeah, we're definitely gonna pivot over to Radzard after this tournament because yeah, the Bouffalant hasn't really pulled its weight. Like as Ancient Boxes dipped down, the Bouffalant's got a lot worse. I'm not really too worried about mirror match. So the Radzard just seems like a all around just higher percentage pick. It's Pal Pad 2 switches. The thing is that like I don't think you would need to, right? As it depends on how you're approaching the matchup, because like Turo, Pal Pad, and switches are not going to help them get through Mimikyu. So, I mean, you can help force them not to retreat energies, but they still have to eventually knock out Mimikyu. Like if you're playing the Charizard matchup exclusively for the retreat lock angle, you're doing it wrong. You don't usually beat Charizard by like tempting trapping Rotom. I mean, you did. And I think Bouffalant was better into the initial metagame with lots of like, if we go back into the time machine a week ago, and I think Bouffalant was better into this meta that had a lot more Ancient Box, and even Stall was seemingly more popular back then, but I think I do think Radzard's better now. Charizard Radzard with 5 energies? Should I fly the win con against Charizard? That's that is not true. Yeah, I haven't played the Charizard matchup too much then I'm guessing. Especially with how like okay, before when they play like and if you're gonna go for the tree lock angle, then just play block or play more Snorlaxes and play Erica's. But if they're gonna play Turo Pad double switch, it already was kind of hard to do that. And wait, and if they charge up a Radzard with 5 energies, they don't have too many energies left, right? So you can just keep pulling up other Charizards. And yeah, they physically could not attack with another Charizard, so you could just go Cape Chi-Yu, mill, keep gussing up their Zard. Or wait, you wouldn't even need to do that, because Radzard only attacks every other turn. So that would be fine. We lose all the matchups. We face Chien-Pao in Future Box. Chien-Pao was just unfortunate draws, and the future was it's just not a very good matchup. Should have had game 1, but game 2 was just totally doomed. Oh. Mimikyu still can be an angle though in block, cause like, but I guess like if you have the Mantine, it's fine. Oh, of course, blocks the Wig God for block Snorlax, yeah. Okay. We'll yeah, we're gonna still win the last one, make top 16 or whatever, and it's alright. We're learning stuff. We're getting the list better. It's like not totally lost. Like we oh, what am I trying to say? Like at least we learn this now rather than later. Like we cannot get the list better, right? Do I have a chance at top cuts? No. We had to go 2-1 today. So the 0-2 start eliminated us. But like winning with Retreat Lock into Zard, I guess it's increasingly harder than Turo Pad and all that. Yeah, because they could, if they put Turo Pad and they were smart about it, never let you use Erica, and so you have to bring up Mantine to put down Lumineon. They could just Turo up the thing, knock out your whatever, right? And knock out your Mantine. And if they just pitch Lumineon again, have no trappable Pokemon. I mean, it's probably still okay because you can just like push Mimikyu and force them to retreat and all that stuff. But guess you couldn't have Rotom on the board then, and then you're not drawing cards. Yeah, like it's hard not to play into Erica, and they play a lot of Ultra Balls. And if they're smart, they'll get Pidgeot up. So well, I guess maybe not though. I still feel like Pidgeot's the move for the Zard play because they don't set a Pidgeot, they just don't have their cards, and the block play gets to do whatever they want. When Noivern against Future, I mean Noivern is really good against Future, but it's like kind of not good against anything else. Like that's the reason why I'm not playing it. Like it's just, and even then, like the Future player could just gust that. Like I guess if you went second, well, like if you went first, put down the Noibat, they'd have to catch it right away. Yeah, if they just gusted the Noibat turn 2, that would be bad news. So it wouldn't even 100% solve it because you have like so little Pokemon recovery to get it back. But it would definitely make it better though. 6 and 3, rip. So yeah. Now watch. Last round, we're gonna face a Charizard. Like after we're totally out of contention and it doesn't quite matter anymore, we're gonna face a Charizard. Feel it. Okay. Let's see, how many of these are in game 3? I guess all of them are in game 3, so could get a relatively faster turnaround time. What matchup is Wigglytuff 4? It is good against Chien-Pao, good against Future Hands, good against Lugia, good against all Lost Box decks, and good against Artina. So it is a pretty good card. It's pretty good into most everything. Are there any other online tournaments that we could look at? I guess Battle Park going on right now, 150 people. You can see the control gamers. They're playing the Wigglytuff. Okay, the Wigglytuff starting off 1-1, lost to Sablezard. Rip. I mean, Tomb's always scary, and like best of 1, Tomb can just wreck a game. Beats Alakazam, and then beats Aegis, or tied to Aegislash. Wow. Okay. So Control's not off to an amazing start, but what is off to a good start? All the random jank decks. Lost Box is generally doing pretty well. Yeah, I think like C-Pal has been winning a lot lately online. I think people are starting to realize that the deck actually got a lot better after rotation. 2 with block in the Battle Park tournament, nice. I think, but like one thing that like always I feel like holds Chien-Pao's online win rate back is it's such a hard deck to play. So like it's like last format its win rate wasn't that great, and it was worse last format, but its win rate was horrible. But like it's such a hard deck to play, so it gets kind of artificially nerfed. yeah, let's go, since I know there's Art Drago enjoyers. Let's look at the Art Drago list that's 1-0. Is it the Art Drago Vulpix from the other night? It's not. They took out the Vulpix, which I think is smart. Playing super heavy Lance though. And a super thick Drago line. Wow. They're really not even playing any real supporters. Like, Lance just finds your dragons. Arven is literally search your deck for an item card. Turo helps you know. Oh, this seems like a brick. There's 4 Ultra Balls to find your Arc V-Stars. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Also, I was hoping it would look better than this, but yeah, this looks like a mess. I mean, like, Solo Noivern does win you games. But, I feel like there's like, why are we playing 3 Super Rods? Why are we playing that many Earth Invests? I guess, like, how else are you gonna get your stuff in the discard pile? But yeah, like, I don't know why we're playing a ton of Super Rods. Like, I think like 1, if any at all. You're playing 7. So, yeah, you don't play any rods because you're playing that many energies to begin with. I mean, they kind of need the switches because they're playing full Regidrago V, which is probably also just incorrect. And they have Turos as well. Yeah, this just seems very, very messy. There's a lot of wasted slots. I like this deck. But they beat 2 Zards. So can't be that bad, right? What's Lost Box game plan into control? You just have to sort of hope to set up clean enough that they can't take a ton of resources away. I mean, knocking out the Pidgey if you're ever able to is pretty good. But Luxray and Eri and Sisters can just totally wreck your entire day. Maybe, but Starbird, like, how else are you setting up without Starbird? I don't know. They just play like 2 draw supporters, so like, it seems like it would be a brick. I guess Armor Rouge. Wow, nothing too crazy here. Gouging Fire plus Belt, maybe the answer for the another potential answer for the Lugia matchup. I do want to cook some Armor Rouge, but probably not for a while. But I do want to try like Luminous Energies. I want to try the Gouging Fire. I do like Heatran though more than Radzard. Yeah. But I just like the fact that Magma Basin's sticking so often. That like decks just aren't playing very many stadiums, so you're always gonna be able to just accelerate energy every single turn. So I feel like playing like more powerful attackers like the hands and the gouging, just to take advantage of that, seems pretty good. And even the Radiant Heatran as well. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go boss your Radiant Heatran and take 1 prize. Like, that's I think we're fine with that. Alright, there's 5 matches to go. They should all be in game 3. Tina, the different Tina variants facing off. Moon versus Lug. This is another deck I'm intrigued by. The Roaring Moon to Dunsparce deck. It seemed kind of like a meme when I first saw it, honestly, but like it actually makes a lot of sense. Like being able to be a single prize deck and then just like immediately switch over to being a multi-prize deck and one-hit something seems really good. Give rolled out LZB and Arc. I mean, stall is good. Bird control is good. See, the Dunsparce Moon deck is another one I want to try. Pal Pad added. I don't hate that. Like initially, you look at it, and you're just like, well, how does this deck win games? But then you can like put damage pressure on in the early game with Roaring Moon, and they like sort of have to respect that. But then if they like bring up a big guy to respond back to it, then we can just go and gouge and just get back on, just have a pretty favorable prize map, because then they still have to take 3 moons to win. Oh, I feel so good into Lugia with double Yakumo. I still feel like even with double Yakumo, quad Sinnoh, it's probably still really close. Will we have good in Zard? No. Well, it's probably not bad in Zard, but like it's not the best thing we can do in Zard. I mean, Zard would have to 3-hit it. I guess probably 2 because of max belt. But I don't know if they really care. Like I'd rather, if I'm gonna sit behind something, I want to sit behind Klawf and make him discard energies. But it could soak some hits, I guess. Someone in the battle bar just got screenshot of the Wiggly Bird deck and said, "Can't understand this, just play Yu-Gi-Oh!" Hey, well, skill issue, I guess. This deck must be Wiggly or Bob? Huh? I'm confused. Yeah. I mean, it does. If you just look at it and you don't understand what's happening, it does look like a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can totally get it's just not being like this deck just looks awful. Like what does this even do? But like that's why you watch the Alloutblitzle channel, so you learn that this deck is pretty good. It is a mess. Like I can't deny that it is definitely a mess. It probably will never not be a mess. But that's just kind of bird control, I guess. I need to go back and count the games that I've opened Ultra Ball this tournament, these last 2 streams. Because, like, that one run that we had where we made, like, top 4 and probably should have won the entire tournament. I was opening Ultra Ball a lot and everything felt so good. But then, I feel like we've had a lot of games that just, like, we don't have Ultra Ball. We're just kind of like instant charge and pray. And sometimes, I mean, a lot of the time that's not as good. But yeah, that is what it is, I guess. Alright, 2 to go. The Moon via Lug. And C-Pow versus Future Hands. This one also would have been totally chill for us. It was just the one with the Penny. Penny or Turo, that's what really messed us up. It will be interesting to see, like, at EUIC how many, like, what percentage of the Future Hands decks that do really well, what percent of them play Psychic Energy. It's like if we could get a good read on that, then we can like figure out if going for the Mimikyu win con's like actually real. And the Mimikyu win con could be something like game 1 it doesn't go your way, but game 2 you try to Wiggly and knock out both Miraidons, or knock out Miraidon then a bench lock. Controls an ADHD kid as a deck list. Yeah, probably. Things already X and the Pidgeot control seems solid. I'm not sold. It eats up a lot of slots. Using Klawf, you read the card. Let's go. I mean, Zardiax would be a powerful card. It just takes up so many spaces. Like we gotta play it, like probably 202 Zard, more candies. We are probably not playing double turbos anymore. We have to play a bunch more fires. And this list is already tight enough, so yeah. But like there've been people who've been playing. I'm pretty sure that there's one person who played it yesterday, and this is like a lot different though. It's like not Luxray. We have Regieleki instead of like Cyllene pad to try to. So yeah, we have the Regieleki. This is quite interesting. think this deck does have a pretty good control matchup though, because like what does control do against me just using Regieleki every single turn? I'll just keep getting back. Well, I can't get back Cyllene, so it can get back Pal Pads and they just area it away. Not sure. But there's Chi-Yu and just try to speed deck at you probably. You can't really do anything to it, Chi-Yu. You only hit it for 180. Yeah. I do heal Zard, that's the cool part, you don't. You just say that Zard's gonna, like, probably got Zard Iono endgame's gonna sweep. Also playing Manaphy feels so goofy. But they're not playing Charms, so, like, I guess you have to, right? Bro, imagine your, imagine your, control deck getting Prime Catcher Colognes. Seems hilarious. Yeah. No, I just think you just cheat. Like, if I were up against this deck with my list, I would just use Chi-Yu as soon as possible. Because I can't really do anything about it. Like, they could, like, Devo and try to get rid of my Pidgeots. This person couldn't decide whether they wanted to play Zard or Control, so they just smashed them both together. Or the other logical explanation is they thought that they were Tord. That's the only... They either thought they were Tord or... wanted to play Zard and Control at the same time. That's all we have. C-Pound versus Hands, that's supposed to be over in like 3 turns. What the heck? How is it in game 3 and almost tied? I thought Iron Hands was worse than ADP. Rip. As future ends, you try to focus on Mawiles and save your psychic energies. For when something is trapped. Yes. Well, yeah, because we're going to bench several crowns to get more damage. So yeah, you probably want to wait on attaching them, because like if you're playing future games against me and like you're gonna preemptively attach your psychic, I'm just gonna Mawile trap one that doesn't have psychic on it. So if you bench enough crowns, I could eventually win by retreat locking. I don't think I don't think you ever could possibly get punished by saving them either. Like, I don't think there's ever a way that like comes back to hurt you at all. Yeah. That's kind of... Y'all see that? This person won their last round to go 5-1-1 and just said, nope, I'm done. Man. That's kind of savage. Just be like, I'm gonna make it so you really can't make top 8 that easily. And I'm just gonna dip. Like, I have no intention of running it back tomorrow. It's over. What a legends. So all these 8-1s guaranteed in. There's a Zard. There's a C-Pow. And another C-Pow. Dang, that bracket up there looks so good for us if we yeah. Oh well. We'll just... If I have to choose whether I win the Doom Regional or Orlando, I guess I'll choose Orlando. It's fine. Not that big of a deal. Pizza rolls must be ready? True. Pizza rolls do sound good right now. I am kind of hungry. The winner from the Eagles PDCG Club on Limitless? Okay, I can. Oh. This is what we were talking about. This is different than the last one. I guess Daisy makes sense in this deck since we're drawing prizes a lot probably more aggressively. One Cyllene, one pad is so scary. But I guess you're probably not playing like a triple Eri seems like a lot as well. Look at a lot. A lot could get prized with this deck, but I guess that's kind of the... we have Daisy plus Zard. We'll draw them. Also, this seems like it would be a brick, because like I'm not setting up with 4 Ultra Balls and Lumineon, and Bro is playing less Ball Search than I am, and not playing Pokegears. So yeah, this seems like a brick. This is bait, chat. This is 100% bait. Sent me a busted block list. Alright, I'll look at it after stream. 2 minutes. Broken. And then we just win the last round, and then by some weird glitch, everyone above me drops, so we get top 8. That's how it works, I think. I feel kind of bad for all the people who like ID'd their last rounds, because there's a lot of people who did yesterday. Just to have no shot of making top 8. Like, that was not the move. But also, if you're like kind of new to this and like you didn't do what we did and put it in the Swiss calculator, like I'm sure if you would have told these people like, hey, if you ID, you have essentially 0 chance at making top 8s. It's like worse than going into a regional at 6-2-1. But yeah, a lot of them did. I'm surprised because like we ran the numbers and saw that it was not the move, but a lot of people did. It was like there were 1 or 2 natural ties, but yeah. Yeah. And what was crazy is some of the people who ID just didn't even show up. Like, you take the guaranteed day 2 and then you're just like, nah, I'm not even gonna, like, what was the point then? Like, at least just play out the last round for the practice, right? Like, I don't know. It all seems very very strange to me. But okay. Alright, I feel like it would be fitting if we finally face Zard this tournament and we just get that Zard dub out of the way. There is one. Oh, they dropped. Come on, dude. I guess we're not getting Zard. My Zardless run continues. Oh, we're up against the Moon to Dunsparce. So we're just looking at this. And I think Bouffalant plus Cape would go really, really hard here. So we're just gonna do that. This is a well, actually, that's like, what do they do about Mist Energy to Wigglytuff as well? There's a couple different ways we could go here. Realized while sleeping and did not show up. Yeah, they had a dream and they realized they couldn't make top cut. And they're like, okay, yeah, not worth it. They could have overslept. All right, well now we can see firsthand how this Lugia or how this Moon to Dunsparce deck functions. If it's real or it's just bait and it's actually a pile. I can see it going either way. This matchup does seem like it would be pretty bad for them though. I'm gonna They haven't checked in yet. Imagine we just get a no-show. That would feel so bad. No-show would be not the move. I still make cuts. Unfortunately, no. Well, they did check in. Great. Alright, let's get it. I was like, ah, no. Are we gonna have to do the thing? Are we gonna have a no-show? But yes, this is good. I want to see what this deck does, so this is great. Just have to restart. Okay, we is back. Yay. It was definitely a weird set of matchups this tournament. It was very like we had 2 C-Pals and 1 and no Zards. So like, yeah, not even too many auto wins. Massive sad. And like one of the Lost Box decks we hit was just like one of the worst possible matches for us. That like one of the worst possible builds of a Lost Box for us. So I mean, like I would say going 7-3 with relatively poor matchups and not the greatest draws would still be a dub. Like, so let's just get the dub against the Moon here. They're probably gonna go second against me. Yeah, because I think a deck like theirs has that capacity to swing turn 1 probably wants to go second. But then maybe not. Maybe you just want to get all your Dunsparces down. Yeah, they're gonna not try to slow me down at all, I guess. I've started Rotom like 3 games in a row. I mean, I'll take it, but it's kind of funny. I want to see how much Gust they are running, like how many. Because I would just go lone Pidgey, but if there's a lot of boss, there's 2 boss. I think we probably just Arven for Poffin. Well, okay. Be that way. Alright. We have that stuff. Double Pidgey. All the gamers are in the deck. That's good. We did not prize Mist Energy. Did prize Turb and a Fire. That makes it hard to swing with Bouffalant and the other thing in the same game, but that's okay. Get down a couple dudes. And I definitely put down Wigglytuff and just like make them respect like having me being able to knock out this Roaring Moon. Otherwise they could just try to solo moon me, but even then Bouffalant could just punish that as well. So they just draw a pass. So that is very interesting. So what do we exactly want to do about this? I could just go Blustery Wind and hit and just be like, okay. But that seems kind of greedy. Let's get the... I'm going to get the double turbo and stick it on the Bouffalant. We can get ourselves an Ultra... We already have an Ultra Ball in hand, so we can just get cards that we can burn. So we can get Wigglytuff. Like, we didn't prize anything meaningful for Pokemon, so we can dump these. Yeah, that seems good. It's the Wigglytuff. So I think I want to go Bouffalant at least initially here. But we definitely could pivot back to the Wigglytuff here, depending on what they do. All right, we draw another double turbo. Yeah, we have Forest Seal Stone for Penny and Quick Search for energy card. But I sort of want him to like, I want to Lost Stone Energies first, and then get them to put down a Big Moon to respect this. And then I want to Wigglytuff through the Big Moon. Well, the play I guess is already working. They did burn Penny already, but they have nothing that can be trapped, so it doesn't really matter. All right, well they're really committed to this like I'm gonna put nothing down game plan. I'm not sure if they realize that that Dunsparce can't be trapped. Rod in hand. Oh no, their hand just sucks actually. Okay, I take it all back. Their hand is just trash. Alright, retouch, re-instance. I mean, Greninja would be pretty good for them, but they don't play Greninja, which is kind of strange. I feel like Greninja would be fairly good in a deck like this, but they just draw pass again. So I'm just going to go Penny. Oh, I already have Penny. So I just go search Mist Energy, attach it there. Cheren's in the deck, right? So... And now what do they do? I still have the Forest Seal Stone, and they have no kind of hand disruption that they can possibly play either. We can just hold the cape. Do they play a Lost Vacuum? They don't play any disruption, so I don't ever get punished for it. But they don't play a Vacuum either. I guess they could attach to this moon, so it activates... So it activates Sada for them next turn. That's probably what they should do. They're gonna boss the Bouffalant. Let's see. They didn't want to attach though. Okay. We have Penny already loaded up in the hands. I don't want to like pocketing the Cheren potentially. Taking Penny, we can attach. Take this KO. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, there's no like counter catchers in this deck, so like taking prizes, like there's no counter catchers, no Iono, so like taking prizes is like never a bad thing. I mean, it turns off counter catcher for me, but that's really about it, and like they don't have anything that can get stuck, so counter catcher isn't ultra relevant. I don't know why they didn't attach to the moon last turn to try to get me to burn a or try to get me to hit it so they could use Sada and at least see some more cards. I mean, I could have used Lost Headbutt, I guess. But then they should have gusted at Pidgey then, right? Alright, they have another moon in hand. But it's still not cooking for them. It's I guess the one thing with Wigglytuff active is it is awkward to go back into the yeah, I'm not taking the bait here. I know what your hand's looking like. It's not gonna you can't get it that easy. So we do this. I'll just grab Sisters for next turn, I guess. I can just keep accumulating cards, like they have no way to punish this. 160. Yeah, I should just be able to win this game by taking all 6 prizes. I think they're just too far behind at this point. Like they can get down to Dunsparce and starts. I mean, this particular jank matchup, second Wigglytuff would be pretty good. But I'm not sure it's like not even like needed here either, which is kind of funny. Alright, that's insane. that should be game over. Because I have to somehow get through this Wigglytuff and also manage to take 6 prizes. I can just hold Pal Pad. Like that's what's crazy about this matchup is they can't do anything to my hand. So I can just basically do whatever I want. And we set up super clean this game. I don't know why what happened the other games that we weren't able to do this against, but alright, so they have the runaway draw. So if they just okay, they have Ultra Ball, so they probably have the which was double solid. They don't have energies yet. And their bulky attackers I've been looking out for the bird. I mean, a lot of people in chat have brought up Honchkrow, which is an interesting option, but then I'm not playing Wigglytuff, and that sounds kind of sad, so. Yeah, we just win the game. Like, I'll put back in boss, KO Dunsparce again, and that's pretty much checkmate. They did KO my Bouffalant, which makes me kind of sad. But it's okay. They're out of gusts, so I don't think there's ever a way this game like falls apart. 36 points short of World's Invite. Hey, that's pretty sick. Congrats. This is like the first time, or one of the first times with this deck where I've just had like a game where Wigglytuff just rolls. You'll show me on Discord next week when you get back home. Sick. Is Tuesday by Optimal and Sablezard? It could be, but also Sableye just doesn't come up as it used to be, especially like without. I said Sablezard. It never played Vacuum to begin with. Like for Seal Vacuum, I mean, I guess it sometimes did. It could be, but like also, if you wanted more space to include more different things than playing, cutting Sableye is probably the way to go. Getting 36 points from LA/NAIC seems very doable. The ICs just give out a ridiculous amount of points. First, that's totally fine. This matchup seems atrocious for them. I think they have to go second and just try to brick me out. Like if I get Wigglytuff set up, I feel like they just lose. Like Wigglytuff with Mist, it gets so much value. Because they can't even really like 3-hit it. So like Calamity with a stadium is 220. Calamity with another stadium is 220. What's my favorite pizza? Just for the memes, pineapple. Pineapple on pizza's based. Oh. I think second blind. So yeah, we Artazon, Pidgey, Nest Ball, Rotom. Or we even could, I guess it depends on how they set up, because we could go Penny back into Rotom and hide behind it, but I don't really want to do that. Is it going? Not very well so far. Well, this round's going very well, but the first two went very badly. They have an Ultra Ball in the opening hand this time. It's already better for them. Is that the B word? Rip. Getting down the dunce. They have like no ancient cards in hand or energies. Okay, let's hand is very bad. Rotom's in there. Forest is in there. Ultra Balls. Wigglytuff. We prize the Wigglytuff. See, this is why you play 2. One more after. Or no, this is the last one for Swiss, and then Top Cut. So, this will be the end of the road for us. I'm gonna Charm here just because I don't want to give up an easy prize. Cooking. Oh no, Robin Control Gamer. First it was Robin the Net Gamer, but now it's Robin the Control Gamer. So we knew their hand was Dark Energy to Dunsparce. So I haven't played anything that gets us to think differently. The Artazon just helps them just keep getting down Dunce every single turn, which is kind of good for them. Alright, they can just get down. Probably is it another Dunce? They're just rolling. We're trying to win games. I thought Dialga was broken. That's both Gust for them, so just Prime Catcher remaining. And that was just a KO a Pidgey, and I still have a Pidgey. Don't you save it for a turn and try to KO Jigglypuff? Yeah, I don't know about that play by them. Top deck Bird. I didn't even need it because we had the Forest in deck, but like I'm not gonna complain either. Alright, let's go get ourselves a Mist Energy. I guess probably double turret because Mist Energy is like, if it gets somehow knocked out, would be a pain to get back. So get ourselves Jigglypuff. Attached to the Jigglypuff. I'm going to cape it in case they do find their Prime Catcher, because I feel like that's the way this game gets wrecked, is if they Prime Catcher Jigglypuff. Can you activate it done without cards in deck? Actually, they cannot, so that would be a win condition if we could somehow line that up, yes. So next turn we have Penny and start swinging with, they're not making an attempt to set up more moons, which I guess, they do play the pretty thick to Dunsparce lines, so they could potentially chain those and find ways to get moon. I feel like this deck, this Roaring Moon to Dunsparce deck, really lacks ways to get energy in the discard pile. Or even just discard ancient cards seems. I guess they have Explorer, but there's like not Stops. There's not Greninja. They have like Vessel, Ultra Ball, and Explorer, which just seems like... I feel like Greninja would be so broken in this deck. And it's not just me saying it because Control would body it then. Because it wouldn't matter here because I don't play Erica, so they could just hold the Ninja. Yeah, I just go Counter Catcher and slap this thing next turn. $80 damage. That's top 8s. No, this is the last round of Swiss. I wish it were top 8, but I'll spend this instant charge. Let's not do that. We need this. Then we Forest for the other thing, the Mist Energy. And yeah, now they're once again in a bad spot. I'm not touching your baby moon. I even can get done the Bouffalant, so there's the threat of that as well. We do that. I don't even need to bench Rotom again. We can just friend tackle. And this is pretty big gaming. Yes, in this matchup, second Jigglypuff would go pretty crazy. But also I wouldn't want to build 2 Wigglytuffs at the same time, I guess, because then one gets gouged, but would we really care? If for some reason the Dunsparce Roaring Moon becomes a sauce, yeah, I guess we would probably play Jigglypuff, or the second Jigglypuff because of it. The Easter? Yes, thank you, Captain. Oh no, they're gonna knock out my Bouffalant. Wait, they can't even knock it out though, they're just poking it. The retreat to activate Sada. Okay, this deck is not... This set of games is not improving my opinion on this deck. In fact, it is definitely making me think lower of it. Yes, happy Easter, all you gamers. Yes. Are they just gonna gouge or this? Yeah, are they gonna Calamity Storm? They're not gonna like it when I quick search for. They had to save the Prime. Wait, they're not even gonna knock me out. Dude, this feels atrocious for them. 3. Yeah, they're hitting 100. Maybe the Ultra Ball double ancient. Oh, okay. Wait, are they gonna get there now? Oh, they're actually gonna get it. Okay. I was worried for them for a second. They had the double vessel. The clutch. What? So, yeah, that's... Wait, no. That's only 5. What am I missing? Oh, the other vessel hadn't registered in the discard pile yet. I was like... That doesn't seem right, but it was right. I was wrong. I just want to kill this big moon. Let's use Arven and get Counter Catcher actually, because if we I actually could just quick search Counter Catcher if I really wanted to. Oh well, I didn't want to. What would we want to do that for? All right, we do this. And yes, now we have to get through Wigglytuff. We're out of time each game. It's hard. Like, I play really fast and I tie with it, or I have games very close to ties. It's hard. What's my t-shirt? What's my t-shirt size? Triple XL. Not actually, but I think it's large, but I don't. Yeah, it's large, I think. Yeah, I don't know. This, like, the damage on Baby Moon will just scales kind of poorly. But I think the goal is like just use Baby Moon as like a poke attacker to put pressure on in the early game while being a single prize deck, and then once your opponent starts responding back into these moons, then you turn into a big Roaring Moon deck and start nuking things. Alright, they fletch for 150. So they're not going to 300 next turn. I can almost say that for certain. So what if I just grab boss's orders and knocked one out? Or dude, is that even good? Not sure actually. I think I just want to get Bouffalant down. Oh, Super Odds prized? That's pretty fun. Cyllene it is? Nah, it could just be boss. I don't hate it. Yeah. I don't hate it. Okay, we do this. This is all good stuff. Yeah, no Greninja in this deck just seems not good. Like, it seems like game one, they had all the salads in hand. They even had a couple energies, but they couldn't get them in the discard pile, so their deck just did not work at all. Yeah, boss at a Dunsparce does sound pretty funny. Playing of Guardy right now? Yeah, Turbo Hands would be a total bad matchup for that deck. I think it's okay. Like, yeah, it's probably all right. But I mean, it's definitely not as good. It seems like your attackers are much higher maintenance and get kind of bullied by Lost Vacuum, which there isn't a ton of right now. So like, there was that tournament, like that invitational thing they had in like Chicago yesterday, and the person who won played Guardy. So that could be the move. But I mean, I've never been a Guardy gamer. Like that's not been one of my decks. So I don't always like see the vision, but yeah. Yeah, this one's taking prizes, which is definitely better. I definitely want to share in here, but also it would be kind of sketch. No, I would just win the game. I would just win. It's fine. Yeah. Let me share in. Since I have no disruption, this play never gets punished. And both boss and other thing are gone. Prime catcher. So, I mean, let's just still thin anyway. Chinpao has been popping off a lot of these online tournaments. Yeah, because now if they want to answer back right away, they have to Frenzied Gouge. And then I Wigglytuff and knockouts, and Pal Pad back in boss, and that's checkmates. Or if they want to two-hit me, I can just retreat back into the bench and Wigglytuff again, so I don't really care. Like, I'm winning this game either way. Yeah, C-Pow got a lot better. Like, you wouldn't think it, but Poffin's a massive upgrade. Really just Poffin and the Cryptomaniac, the Cypher Maniac, whatever that thing's called. They play a Rod. Yeah, so it looks like they're not gonna try to moon this turn, which is okay. Big moon, I mean. He just vengeance fletching. Still all like it's this late in the game and still only hitting 170. Feels bad. Do I have Eri in the discard pile? Because I might go for that then. Okay, yeah, let's Let's Pal Pad back in Eri plus boss. And let's just KO active with the other thing and maybe discard like if we like discard some like patches and stuff too, that'd be pretty good. Like I don't know what win condition my opponent has from here though. Okay. So it takes him at least 2 turns to deal with this Wigglytuff. And I can win the game with 2 boss. So yeah. I mean, now they're hitting 190. They're almost to a 2 hits. Oh wow, now they're cooking. They do also have to be careful of the Chi-Yu. Like they can't just ignore that. Because Dunsparce is a net loss of 1 card, so. Yo, load over the Lay-In Crush knows that Mawile is a potential win con for me. That's funny. Oh, no, if you put the dark on, it's not a... It doesn't get trapped. That's smart. So they're gonna hit for a lot. But still not even a 2 hit. Okay. This game has gotten slightly awkward. So how are we finishing this game actually? Hold up. Like we go quick search boss KO to done. How are they getting another ancient thing in the discard pile? I guess they could instantly burn a vessel. Let's just do this. Hold up. Chi with Charm. They have Moon as a potential play. They still have Double Patch. And but she might be the move. We'll see. Cause like now, well now, yeah, I'm not hitting enough. They can't have any of the other things in play anymore. Why not kill the baby moon and boss? I can't kill the moon in 1 turn. I would have definitely done that. I guess the Mawile math doesn't even line up here either. Yo, did I scuff this game? Did we? We might have. Chi-Yu might be the win con. Fire's... I didn't use the fire, did I? Yeah, the fire hasn't been played. Because they would have to have Double Patch, Sada, Big Moon. Which, yeah. Did you bench a Big Moon? But wait, they're still not hitting enough damage either. They are still only hitting 220. If they just whip this KO, then the game's 100% over. They did double patch, so we have to be careful about going in with Chi. So they're in a Calamity Storm here? They still lose. I just searched for Pal Pad, put it back in punch. And I guess we could potentially win the game with the Misfortune. No. Okay, but still we hit for 160. They use their 1 penny up. We search out the Pal Pad here. And Pal Pad back in. The boss. And sure, Eri. Probably Cheren's more likely to be something that we would use. They can't disrupt my hand, so just hit for 160. And they use their penny up, so they And they can't even knock me out at all. Anyway, I guess they could drop Stadium and Calamity Storm. But we just win with Blustery Wind? Not quite. Well, actually we still would. Be Tempting Trap. Yeah, we're fine. This... Also, we have Chi-Yu as well that just wins the game. And I don't think they can put cards back either. Yeah, we can just win with Chi-Yu. We also could win by Tempting Trap one turn into Blustery win for the game. That was a little closer than I thought, but still a pretty... Alright, yeah. Chi. And yeah, the fire's in there. The last prize is super odds, so the fire's not prized. And I mean, the deck popped off. Of course, the after out of contention. Like, why couldn't it have been like this against C-Pow or something? But I guess we I guess it is what it is. No, that was game 2. So we won 2-0. And yeah, well, I mean, improved to 7-3, which I guess we wanted better, of course, but I think with the overall matchups we had, and even our draws somewhat, and also quality of play, I would say that it's fine. Those are super bad for them. Wigglytuff is like impossible for them to deal with. Wigglytuff gets an insane amount of value. That's the most cuttable card for second Jigglypuff. Giovanni. If you wanted to keep the Bouffalant in there, you could cut Giovanni. But yeah, 7-3. It's okay. One win short of top cut, so had we played a little better in some of those losses, we potentially could have gotten there. But it was still a dub. Everything went okay for the most part. But I am gonna put in the Radzard, the Defiance Vest, and the DT instead of, or in a Luminous Energy instead of double turbo Giovanni and Bouffalant. But yeah, any final questions about the deck? Feel free to ask right now, and then I guess we'll call it a day. Shorter stream today after a longer one the last few days, but that is what it is. I don't have a channel slogan or anything, Captain. You play Royal LCB. Do you think it is a good deck or change the deck? I think Royal Lost Boxes are pretty good. Oh, you're good, Robin. Thanks for stopping by. I think there's like a Roy Moon Lost Box list that's I guess it was like 6-1. Wait, no, it's right here. Yeah, there's a Lost Box with Double Moon, Spiritomb, Hands, so it's definitely a good deck. Will I play more Control? I think I'm like still on this Control train probably until after Orlando. I might stream some other decks, but like I'm not gonna like probably I don't know like if I was seriously like play testing anything else, so I feel pretty good about Control. It's Easter. Yeah, it is Easter today. Yeah. I still really like this list, really like this deck. It's definitely one of the hardest decks I've ever played, but like it's very, very powerful. Wait, Hoopa X2? Hoopa's not bad. Yeah, best of 130 can definitely be hard. Nope. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it for me today. If y'all have any questions, like join the Discord link below, ask me, DM me, whatever. I'm more than happy to answer you. y'all have a great Easter. Have fun, stay responsible, all that cool stuff. And should be streaming again tomorrow. So I'll see y'all then.